You're watching Chilly Boy Productions. I'm Larry Chilly Boy Chilson, and this is a new Game of Thrones reaction. And as always, I am joined by my co-host Tyler. Hey, Tyler.
Hello, we've finally reached the finale for season five. After everything that we saw in the last episode, in particular, Green's death, very depressing. We ended on a high note. Thankfully that wasn't the end of the
Yes.
episode, but I am still bummed out since the last episode watching Shireen get killed in that way. Probably one of the saddest moments I've personally felt so far, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's been a sad, dark season overall, and
Yeah, that too.
it was a pretty sad and dark episode 9 to fit. But we're
Yeah.
here. We are at the finale for season 5. It's been a little bit of a long season here on the channel because it was midway through season 5. We took a little hiatus, but
Yeah,
we made it. We've
it took a
made it.
while. Thankfully, yeah.
I think we're still on track to make House of the Dragon whenever it debuts. So
Maybe. I mean, it doesn't have an official tentative release date yet,
true.
so we could we could make it in time. We could not. Who knows?
Well, episode 9 saw Jon return to Castle Black with all of the wildlings that he saved from Hardhome. And we saw nobody in the Night's Watch is having it. They all were just glaring at Jon,
No.
glaring at the wildlings. Poor little one getting some death glares. Little. But yeah, so Jon not making friends as Lord Commander with the wildlings. Then we see Arya, who spots Sir Meryn Trant, who arrived in Bravos with Mace Tyrell. And this leads her to be like, peace out to the mission that Jaqen Hagar gave me. I'm going to follow this man who is a disgusting pervert. Yay.
Yeah,
Another just
just a little bit.
wonderful moment of episode 9, seeing Meryn Trant getting child prostitutes. Then we had Jamie, who made peace with Prince Duran over in um, Dorne, and they make an agreement that Marcella and Prince Tristane will be going back with Jamie to Westeros with a bunch of other things tagged on over there in King's Landing. Alaria initially is pissed and disrespects Tommen, disrespects Prince Duran, and pieces the F out.
Yeah, she
But,
tried.
but he kind of forces her to pledge her loyalty to him. So she does so while the Sand Snakes look on angrily, which is kind
Yeah,
of their
the
MO.
old sand snakes, eh? Uh, yeah, they've been a big disappointment for me as the
Yeah.
episodes have progressed.
Oh, we started the episode off with Ramsay putting his little plan into play as he burned a good part of Stannis's camp down, burned horses, burned all kinds of things, leaving Stannis once again in an even more dire situation than the already kind of dire situation he was in. He sends Davos back to Castle Black to get more men and resources. But it turns out he actually sent Davos away for a completely different reason that we learn later. But Davos gives Princess Shireen a little stag as a thank you, and of course, gives those cursed final words of, I'll be back. I'm going to expect you to tell me more stories when I return. And then Stannis goes and talks to Shireen, in which she says, I'm your daughter. I want to help you. Little does she know that helping him this time means giving her up to the Lord of the Light and Melisandre, and she burns her as sacrifice. Selyse actually breaks in the middle of this and has regret and remorse, tries to stop it, but it's all too late. So, yeah, one of the most haunting deaths of the show.
I would say so. I'm like I said, I'm still bummed out about it. I mean, easily one of the saddest deaths to me, at least in the show so far. Up there with, I guess, probably Ned. Ned was
Yeah.
pretty messed up for me too.
And then we see Jorah, who once again wins in the fighting pit.
Jorah is very very insistent on staying in Daenerys's life, no matter what she says to say about this situation.
Well, he's in there again. We hear some dialogue with Daenerys, who's still not really feeling the fighting pits thing. It's not her jam. Tyrion also clearly is like, I don't like this barbaric foolery either. So they both kind of double team. Also, Dario. So it was like a triple team on his Dar. Everybody was schooling his Dar up in that little.
I mean, if I liked his Dar, I would feel bad, but I don't.
But yeah, well, thankfully he gets got later.
Yeah.
But Jorah psyched us all out. He threw a spear, seemingly right at Daenerys' head.
I really thought for a second he had finally just given up. Like, all right, I'm just gonna take you out.
But surprise, he still is very faithful to Daenerys, and he kills a harpy, and they pop up everywhere. It's a sneak attack. They use the fighting pit as their new ambush spot.
It's a trap.
They pop up out of everywhere. Dar gets taken down. He's killed. Daenerys goes with Jorah. She finally accepts him back in her life. And they get surrounded and trapped in the middle of the pits. All is lost when Drogon arrives to save the day, lighting people up, biting these little sons of the harpy. They're throwing some spears at him. They're getting caught in his shoulders and stuff. So Daenerys kind of is like, oh shit, no. We can't have this. We cannot kill my child. So after she pulls one out, she says, I need to get him out of here. Climbs on Drogon and pieces on out. Flies up out of that pit.
Any way to get as far away from Jorah as possible.
She said, I'd rather fly on the back of this dragon. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's better than being there. Tyrion, Jorah, and the rest are chilling, and they just watch Dany fly away, and that is where we ended episode 9. So I guess we'll see where that kind of flight takes us in the finale. Mother's Mercy.
Oh man! Speaking of Emilia Clarke, I did pick up her comic book that she did recently. I don't know if you've read it, Larry. Have you read Mother of Madness?
I have not.
Say my shameless plug for this so far. I haven't read too much of it. It's like only a couple issues. It's not bad. Pretty cool. Add that to the one I already have in my background.
Yes.
So we do love some Emilia Clarke in this place, I guess.
Yes.
Oh.
Has made good on his promise, my king. His fires have melted the snows away. The way ahead is clear.
We ride for Winterfell,
and you will take it.
We're really gonna give the credit to the Lord of the Light there for the weather clearing up.
Oh.
I hate all these people now.
Many deserted before dawn.
Ooh.
Nearly half.
Well, it's not good for you.
With all the horses.
Well,
what happens? Men don't want to follow that bullshit you pulled last time.
Well, that Lord of the Light's not looking too good right now.
Speak up. Can't be worse than mutiny.
I'm sure it's worse. It's almost like burning your daughter alive in front of all your men isn't the best war strategy. Oh.
Oh. She couldn't deal with what they did.
Well.
Lost half your man, lost your wife.
I mean, she kind of sucked too, though.
Yeah.
Until the end.
Can't say I'm sad to see her go.
He seemed to have a lot more remorse for her hanging herself than his, burning his daughter alive.
She just did all this bullshit and she said, please. Melisandre said, you know what? This is looking a little grim. Let me go.
You done goofed.
Now you don't even got your red woman set.
After all that, now you're just by yourself. No wife, no kid. Look at Jon Snow with his really cool wound he has on his face. It's given like Anakin Skywalker episode 3.
I hope they don't learn how to climb the wall.
Just a little bit.
Send me, Gilly, and the baby to Old Town so I can become a maester. If you leave, who's left to give me advice I trust?
Samuel's just trying to get the hell out of here.
I'd be more used to you as a maester. You know at the Citadel they'll make you swear off women too. Oh, they'll bloody try.
Oh,
Oh.
So,
John.
what?
Although I'm sad because I feel like this means we won't see Samuel for a long time.
I mean, Gilly just peacing out.
Oh, no. And there goes Samuel. For who knows how long. Season, maybe. Well, that's a really pitiful looking army. I mean, I hate both of them, so I don't know. I don't know if I really root for either side, you know? Oh, Sansa breaking out. Looks like it's working out. Oh, yeah, Podrick.
Been a while, Pod.
He's been out there hunting, I guess.
Oh.
They've really just been chilling out there for like all season, haven't they?
How do you know his son
He's
is?
carrying his flaming heart banners from the Blackwater.
Oh.
I'll never forget it.
What you gonna do, Brienne? You gonna watch the tower, or you gonna go get Stannis?
I hope she goes to get Stannis. Just personally. For Renly.
Oh. She said, I've been watching this tower all season long for nothing.
Oh! Right as you turn away. Of course.
Oh.
That's not a good sign. Ooh. Well, it was fun while it lasted, I guess. He's just like, oh shit. What do I do? I mean, let's go, I guess.
Oof.
I mean, look at the size difference. I mean, come on, man. It's over. And they're like literally surrounding them. Oh, come on. We didn't get to see the battle?
Oh, this man got mowed down.
Man, I would have liked to see this. What is this? They didn't have the budget to show the battle? I just get the... I see it from afar. Barely. That's lame. I kind of just when we don't get to see the battle. And of course he got absolutely wrecked. There we go. At least we got some action.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well, I'm disappointed he wins the battle here. Or not. I guess you just have to lay here and die then, I suppose.
Bolton has women fighting for him.
Oh!
I'm Brienne of
It's
Tarth.
it's it for you, Stannis. It's over.
I was
It is
the first man to
over.
Renly Baratheon.
Remember him?
I was there when he was murdered by a shadow with your face.
Mm-mm-mm. It's all catching up to you, my friend.
Blood magic.
Stannis' whole storyline of reckoning coming down on him in one episode.
For Renly! For Renly!
The Seven Kingdoms and protector of the realm, I, Brienne of Tarth, sentence you to die.
Woo!
Go on, do your duty.
Woo! He did. Evil has been defeated.
Oh, I'm just So glad it was Brienne and not some like random soldier of his.
Yeah,
Who did
it was great how it came full circle there.
Ugh, only he would have died in the battle, though.
Yeah. I really thought we were gonna get to see him battle Ramsay, Stannis, but we didn't. Ooh.
No, this man don't care about a surrender. None of that, boy. I'm sorry.
Nah, that was his first mistake. Well, look at all that battle that we did not see.
Just carnage. The aftermath.
Yeah. I'm a bit bummed out there, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that would have been awesome to see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not this bitch.
I know what Ramsay is. I know what he'll do to me.
sounds like we all know what Ramsay
If I'm
is.
going
Like,
to die,
what it like.
let it happen while there's still some of me left.
Die?
Oh.
Just the parts he'll use to make his heir, until you've given him a boy or two and he's finished using them.
This bitch.
Then he...
Damn!
Hi, girl.
I'm shook. Still. She just went splat. I mean, great. I mean, all these people I don't like are dying. So,
Sansa, your seasoned work of trying to break through to Theon have finally paid off.
yeah, I mean, I guess he finally had a change of heart.
Well. Or just hope and pray when you jump.
when they do it, they live. But when they chuck that chick off the side, she dies immediately. Well, I guess he's the next on the list of people to kill at this point, right? I mean, we're just killing most of the bad people so far, except for Ramsay, I guess. What the hell? I mean, it was already bad enough, but
Let me just beat some little girls. That's what I'll pay for.
what a weird person. Was that Arya? In disguise?
Let me go ahead and whack your stuff.
Ooh.
See, I have my work cut out for me. You two, out.
Like, you ain't gotta tell us twice.
Oh, okay. Ooh, what the? Just straight up gut punch. Oh! Oh!
Shit.
Right in the middle of his face. Oh! Oh! Jesus Christ.
You were the first person on my list, you know.
Oh yeah, I forgot he
For
was
killing
on the
Syria
list.
Pharrell, remember him? I can't hear you.
Oh.
I'm Arya Stark.
Ugh. Jesus Christ.
You're no one. You're nothing.
Oh. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Straight up demolish that man.
Arya was one of the most savage kills of the series.
Yeah, I mean, from start to finish, yeah.
It looked like it came out of the damn Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I mean, it was about down par, yeah. Stabbing his eyes out, stabbing him all over the place,
He said,
slicing
hold
his
up.
throat.
Let me just go on and return this little face real quick.
I mean, I kind of figured that may have been the case at first, but interesting.
The wrong life.
Oh, come on.
I was right about
It was like you did the killing part, but the wrong person.
Oh no, now here's this girl.
This bitch.
That man's life was not yours to take.
To you.
Stole from the many-faced god.
You.
Now a debt is owed.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Jockin.
Come on.
Death can pay for life.
Come on. This can't be the way it goes.
Oh.
Oh. He was just like, I guess I'll just kill myself.
He was no one.
Oh.
Oh.
But if you're...
Man. This is some trippy this is some trippy shit.
Just as a girl should have been before she took a face from the hole.
Ooh.
The faces are for no one. You are still someone.
Okay, this is like
And to
this is getting
someone,
crazy.
faces are
Just-
as good as poison.
We're just taking off a bajillion faces.
Oh.
Oh no.
I can't see! What's happening?
What?
What's happening?
The Game of Thrones decided to just go all out into full-fledged horror in this last 20 minutes.
You a safe journey home. Thank you.
We're going from that to Dorn.
I wish you all the happiness in the world.
That's a lie.
It's so sensual over here.
Yeah. Kiss on the lips and everything.
The buys, the greetings, just constant sensuality and door.
Maybe I'll come visit you sometime.
You want a good girl, but you need a bad pussy.
What?
Whenever you're ready, my lord.
Leave. Just leave after that. Like, the show immediately. Cut the camera. Who wrote that?
The worst line of dialogue yet.
Try not to lose it this time.
Take it off again.
Not excusable.
I know you didn't want to leave Dorn.
They thought that was like good writing, like in this episode.
I'm down for staying. He seems like a nice boy.
Immediate jail. Straight to jail.
Arranged marriages.
Everything that came out of that sand snake's mouth has just been wretched.
Do you think Mother will like him?
If she sees you're happy, I'm sure she will.
Does your mother like anybody, Marcel?
Have you ever known
Uh,
your mother
Why would she like that boy?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, he's in danger.
I know what you're trying to say.
No, I'm afraid you don't.
I do.
Even she knew. Everybody knew.
But you're not.
Everybody knows Jamie.
I'm glad that you're my father.
That's sweet in a way, I suppose. I'm still thinking about that stupid line. Uh-oh.
Marcella?
What the hell?
Marcella? Marcella?
What did she do? The kiss of death. She got a kiss of death now. Oh, she pulled out the kiss of death, like the what was it, Poison Ivy, Batman and Robin. She's
Ooh.
got the antidote. Well,
Oh, we knew she wasn't giving in so easily.
I mean, I kind of figured that she was gonna pull something. She's gonna get her revenge one way or another, right?
Or Marcella just didn't do anything.
Yeah, she's stuck in the crosshair, unfortunately. Yay! All of our boys are chilling together.
Just twiddling their thumbs. They've got their queen around.
Neither one of you is fit consort for a queen. But
Tyrion's just like, you ain't shit.
we always want the wrong woman. As long as he promises not to kill me in my sleep.
If I ever kill you, your eyes will be wide open.
Forgive me.
Why would we bring you?
Mm-mm-mm.
You and me, Joy the Animal. Let's find some good horses.
This is gonna be interesting.
Sure.
Jorah and Dario together on this expedition, with how much Jorah loves Daenerys and how Dario is shacking up with Daenerys. This could be fun though, having Tyrion, Missandei, and Grey Worm hanging out,
You got like
ruling.
the most talkative and the least talkative character. on the show.
Yeah.
Hello, old friend.
Oh,
Where the hell has he been?
So happy together until you abandoned.
Varys finally made it.
Who could possibly have any experience managing such a massive, ungainly beast?
I did miss you.
I missed him too, to be fair. And they're dynamic.
come on, Tyrion. Back to your season 2 glory days.
Look at them out there just chilling.
That
All
dress
those
was
roasted animals. Yeah. Poor Daenerys. She's just out here stranded with this wild card of a dragon.
Like I'm sleeping right now, girl.
We need to return.
Oh.
Uh-oh. He's like, bitch, get off me. Poor
Not too
Daenerys.
much you can do with a dragon who doesn't want to cooperate.
A defiant dragon while you're just stuck somewhere unknown in the world.
Friend or foe?
Yeah, I mean, you really never know.
Oh,
Oh. Uh-oh.
been a while since we've seen these folks.
I know. Where the hell have they been? There's
That's
so
one.
many of them.
Big ass Dothraki horde.
Yeah, it's based on how far away they were coming.
I have
Oh.
sinned. I see that now.
She's confessing.
How can I have been
She's
so
finally had
wrong?
enough.
I want to be clean again. I want absolution.
You finally broke her, huh?
Other men?
No.
No others?
Come on, you're gonna tell me Lancel didn't spill the beans about Jamie and all them too.
Before the gods is a great crime.
Said you're gonna have to prove it.
Your trial will separate the truths from the falsehoods.
You thought you were gonna get away that quickly, huh?
High holiness.
Oof.
Oh, we're getting a haircut too.
Not the hair.
Naked before the eyes of gods and men, to make her walk of atonement.
They're just gonna have her just walk around naked.
Shame. 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 Shame.
Pretty literal with the whole walk of shame, isn't it?
Shame. Shame.
All right. Well, everybody's finally getting their words in, getting their licks. Now we can finally yell at Cersei Lannister. All right. Well,
Oh.
this walk of shame is getting worse the longer it goes on. Oh, jeez. That guy saw his opportunity and he took it. Ooh. Oh.
Nasty. Oh.
Jesus. Well, I mean, they better hope that she doesn't ever get any sort of power back, because this is going to be very awkward if she ever does. Almost there, I guess.
We're getting closer, girl.
I mean, it sucks to be Cersei, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
she thought she was gonna get off scot-free and got it pretty bad, I have to say.
Lord.
May I have the honor of presenting the newest member of the King's Guard?
Oh shit. He's alive.
I think.
Well, yeah, he's looking a little blue. Well,
she's already getting that
interesting.
resolve back in her eyes.
Yeah, and now she's got the mountain back. I guess, kinda back, like you said.
Yeah,
he's something.
Oh. Oh.
Come on. Mm. Just not gonna say anything.
Guess that solves your argument. There's no one to send the wildling army to.
Yeah, well, like I said, I guess Melisandre just is here to chill now. Don't got anywhere else to go.
He knows your Uncle Benjamin. Says he's still alive.
Oh.
Are you sure he's talking about Benjamin?
Said he knows where to find him.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Uh-oh. No way. Oh. Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus Christ. Even the kid? Come on.
Golly.
What a jerk. Man, they're gonna take out Jon Snow. What a way to go. I mean, screw you, Ollie. I mean, Jon Snow dying, huh? Jesus Christ. That sucks. I mean, that's like a big one to end on. Well, that sucks.
Oh.
Betrayal.
Oh, because he's trying to save the damn world.
Wow. Yeah.
And they
God
don't
forbid.
see it. They don't get it.
No.
Idiots.
Oh well. Right as Melisandre rolls in too.
Oh my god. Stupid ass Alistair. Just like talk. I don't know. There's other ways, you fools. I don't
Surprised that Jon fell for that though, also.
And also, good luck. The wildlings are already beneath your wall. So the guy who just helped them, you murdered? You think they're gonna
great strategy.
Be nice to you? You think Tormund and the rest of the wildlings are gonna like that? Okay, well.
Yeah. Samwell got out of there at the right time, I guess.
Yeah, Samwell would have been dead too. He's right. He and Gilly would have been gone. That baby killed. Would have been a slaughter.
I don't know where Ghost is either, but I hope he gets revenge.
Oh, God. Season 5 ends on a properly depressing note.
A lot of good deaths, though, to be fair.
It's a lot of deaths. 6
I mean, Jon Snow's death was not good, isn't depressing, but a lot of the other ones are pretty satisfying.
Well, this episode, our season 5 finale, we see, except we don't really see, the battle between Stannis and the Boltons. But first, Melisandre and her Lord of the Light try to take credit for, the snows melting and making way for Stannis to go to Winterfell. Before Stannis finds out that, half of his men were like, this is effed up and we're gone after what he did with Shireen. Then his wife, Selyse, killed herself for what she did. And while they're discussing that, Melisandre, hearing all of this news, decided to peace out. she's like, you know what? This is actually a losing cause. This is not the cause that my Lord of Light told me it would be, and she left.
just ironically, the Lord of the Light changed their mind after he killed his family members again.
So after that, they're getting ready for war, but obviously Ramsay was already ready for them, and they get taken in the wide open field. Stannis' army just gets demolished. Before Brienne finds her way to Stannis, and he admits to her that he did do blood magic to kill Renly, and she keeps that oath of getting revenge and justice for Renly.
Very, very satisfying conclusion there.
So how did you feel about everything with Stannis's storyline pretty much ending? His story wrapped up this episode.
I mean, I would be surprised if it continued.
His entire family's dead. His army's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess other than what's his face, Gendry. I guess all the other Baratheons are gone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess by name, Tommen is alive, but
well, he kind of for now.
He doesn't have a drop of Baratheon blood, but he has the name.
Yeah, as far as bloodline goes, I guess Gendry's it. Realistically, it's frustrating because like the Stannis stuff, there have been high points and there've been some low points, morally, and then actually just in the context of the story. It was a real bummer last week seeing what he did, especially because in the end it was worthless. Everything he did in the end meant nothing. He sacrificed his daughter, which caused his wife to kill herself, all for the sake of trying to win this battle that he was not going to win to begin with, even to the point where half the men now decided to leave, and then even Melisandre left. I mean, it just really backfired. It just kind of just shows, I guess, the arrogance of Stannis is that, he really tried to push it as far as he could, and he failed still inevitably. I mean, Stannis is a character. It's hard to get an overall read on Stannis because he's very one note. Like he doesn't really emote, or he's not a very three-dimensional character. He's very much stoic guy that doesn't really show any feelings or emotion. He kind of his one goal is to get the throne, and that's it. Like we don't really get any other emotions out of him or really any other story beats really. It's a satisfying conclusion, I guess, in the sense that he got his comeuppance in the end, and also the fact that Brienne got to get her revenge for everything that Stannis caused back in the day now, a couple seasons back, with the whole crazy stuff with Stannis sending the whole blood magic demon baby thing, as we called it, to kill Renly. That was satisfying. I wish we had seen that battle. I thought that was kind of a bummer that they started it, and then like we saw little tidbits of like one-on-one combat, and then we saw like all the bodies laying out there. I mean, I don't know. Disappointing there just because we didn't get to see it. I guess that's one less storyline going forward. Melisandre is now with the Night's Watch people, as we saw at the end of the episode.
Davos is there too, so looks like they just kind of merged in with them for now.
The remnants of what's left of Stannis' story.
Yeah.
I don't know where. Well, I guess we'll see where Sansa and Theon wreak whatever.
We killed Miranda. She got taken out. But
brutally.
Sansa and Theon took a leap of faith, hoping the snow drifts are deep enough outside of Winterfell.
Yeah, they were just really hoping the snow really cushioned the blow, as opposed to when they chucked her over the edge and she just splatted on the ground. That was really violent. Like it was surprisingly violent. Like, of course, the show in general is an extremely violent show, but I wasn't expecting just like throw her over the edge and then she just splats immediately.
Well, then, speaking of violent and brutal, we go to Arya, who we see Sir Meryn Trant beating little girls as part of his weird kink fetish horribleness that he does.
Whatever you want to call that.
I mean, we did see him. He was the one who would like punch Sansa for Joffrey early on. Because he wasn't supposed to hit his wife, so he would have Meryn Trant hit her for him.
Looking back, that is a very weird, I guess, thing. Like, oh, I'll do everything else, but I won't hit her.
So apparently he just has a whole kink about, abusing little girls from the start. But
Yeah.
thankfully, Arya decided, well, maybe thankfully, to snatch a face up out that hole.
Yeah, stole it.
Put that sucker on and said, surprise, Maren Tran, I'm going to take one off the list tonight. And went in for the kill. Stab, stab, stab. Stab
in the
face,
eyes.
stab in the chest. She just got him all over the place.
It was brutal.
She
Yeah.
said, yo, you were the very first person I ever put on my list when you killed my water dancing trainer, Serial
I miss that
Pharrell.
guy. I miss that
And
guy.
so finally she gets her revenge on him, tells him, you are nothing, you are no one, and slices his throat open. Like we said, one of the more brutal kills of the series.
I would say.
But she reports
just because
back,
of how long it went.
Oof. Yeah, she reports back, tries to just casually return the little face to the wall. And
As you
Jaqen is
do.
like, not so fast, girl. There for a minute kind of makes you think he's about to kill Arya for what she just did. But we don't really know who the hell he killed because he drinks the poison, but it's not really Jaqen. He's chilling behind.
It's like 1,000 other people.
Arya's pulling these faces off, and she gets to her own face, and pretty much when she lays eyes on herself, she goes blind. So
that was pretty trippy.
Feel about Arya's moments in this episode?
Oh man, I mean, it was satisfying just in the sense that Maren Trant getting his comeuppance for being this terrible person in general. I guess more so than I even anticipated, just with the brutality aspect. I mean, this, like I said many times, it's a very violent show, but they went there. They really went there with Arya just straight up stabbing his face, like straight up just stabbing his face everywhere, gouging out his eyes, stabbing him in a whole bunch of different places on his body, and he's just stuffing his mouth. And it's a slow, painful way to die. Just like it was very deserving for his character after all, what we've seen him do to people. In that sense, it was gross, but I guess satisfying at the same time. As far as the stuff with Jaqen H'ghar, pretty trippy. Like it seemed that they went there. That when it comes to like the weird atmospheric-y kind of horror that I wasn't really anticipating out of Game of Thrones. I mean, a lot of that stuff with Jaqen H'ghar intentionally ambiguous or vague, and I guess that continues even when he looks like he kills himself and then he doesn't. He's actually the other person, and then all the faces, and then Arya goes blind. I don't know. Like that just whatever that entails. That is something I'm kind of mildly confused by in context of what's going on, and I think it's kind of intentional. We'll see, I guess, where that leads next season. Like, I guess Arya's blind now. Maybe she'll have to like earn her sight back. I didn't know you could just take away people's vision. I don't know. Like, it's fantasy. I'm used to weird stuff, but that was a surprise. Just the whole different faces on that person, and then she sees herself and then loses her vision. I don't know. Very interesting aspect I did not expect.
Then over in Dorne, we are heading on out. Jamie,
thankfully,
Marcella, and Trystane hop up on that ship. We get one of the worst moments of dialogue in the entire series.
I was shook. I was disgusted. I was appalled.
The Sand Snakes continue to disappoint. Just everlasting disappointment.
What was that? Like, was that dialogue from the book? Like, was that adapted from the book? Like, is that George's fault?
No, that is not. Bronn is not even in Dorne in the book. So that whole thing about her and him, that whole little thing is just the show. I don't know why they wrote that. It's just terrible.
And it doesn't go anywhere, I imagine, because he's gonna go back to his, I guess, potential fiance,
he's not
wife,
gonna stay
whatever.
with the bad pussy.
Like, what the fuck was that?
But before they get on the ship, Ilaria gives quite the long kiss to Marcella. And
then we find out why later.
On the ship, Jamie goes to make his confession to be like, look, Marcella, I'm actually your dad. But she's like, Dad, I already know.
Everyone knows.
And I'm happy. I'm happy you're my dad. I love you. And then she starts bleeding from the nose. The poison starts taking effect, and she dies. Jamie's arms.
Yeah.
And we see that, yes, in fact, Ilaria put poison on her lips to give that goodbye kiss. Takes her little antidote, obviously. And they march off back into Dorne. So, how did you feel about that little Dorne wrap up on season 5?
Oh man, there were definitely moments in Dorne that were interesting. Good elements. I am overall for the season kind of disappointed by Dorne. I was expecting a lot more just excitement and intrigue, and we were just left with like a bunch of weird sand snake stuff, which I don't understand why they needed to throw that in there. Like the lines of dialogue we mentioned earlier, and the whole weird stuff between the one sand snake and Bronn. Hopefully, that is just never brought up ever again for the rest of the series. I mean, I figured that Alaria was going to do something. Like she wasn't going to just let that happen. I figured she was going to let she's too prideful. Yeah. And she wants vengeance. She wants some sort of repercussions for them killing Oberyn so long ago. I doubt she was gonna just let that slide, and she didn't. Yeah, I didn't expect a kiss of death, but it was an interesting way to have, I guess, her kind of. I guess it was like a slow burn in a sense, where it wasn't like going for the kill, like let them sail away and then she'll die. But the stuff with Jamie and Marcella, I mean, it was sweet. In the context that we got, I guess it was nice that they had that moment before sudden tragedy strikes, as that happens after most moments of happiness in Game of Thrones. Yeah. I mean, it was a bummer. I'm glad that we're leaving Dorne, because Dorne wasn't that as interesting and fun as I expected it to be. Just based around when they do get back, I imagine it's going to be extremely awkward because now, I guess, Tommen's the only one left.
We got one child left. 2 poisoned, 1 to go. See, I guess.
Tommen's gonna break the trend, maybe. I don't know.
Well, then over in Marine, we see it's Dany's council basically just being like twiddling their thumbs, like, so
what do we do?
What do we do now? And Dario takes control. He takes the lead. He says, all right, here's the plan. We're going to leave you, Tyrion, here with Missandei and Grey Worm to try to sort this Marine hot mess situation out. And Jorah, me and you, we're heading on out to try to go find Daenerys. And then Tyrion, just kind of contemplating life, runs into Varys. First time we've seen him since Tyrion got snatched out of the brothel.
I'm glad that Varys finally figured out where Tyrion was after being snatched away when he went to go to the bathroom.
But Varys just kind of gives Tyrion a little bit of a pep talk of like, oh, I wonder who has experience wrangling in an unruly city like this. Meanwhile, we see Daenerys. Her dress has gone through it and is now like gray instead of that pure white that it was.
Yeah, it was like a grayish or blue.
Yeah. And Drogon, we see he's been eating pretty good out here in the fields.
Just a stubborn dragon.
He's like, I need to go back home to Drogon. We're out here in the middle of nowhere. Like, where did you bring me even?
I guess there is a fun comedic element to that whole exchange, just because of the fact that she's trying to go anywhere but this random field that she left in.
He's like just slops her off his back.
Yeah,
he's like, get off, go away for right now. I'm tired of you. I want to go in.
Drogon's a free dragon. He does what he wants. She should know this.
He's been a free soul the whole time.
Meanwhile, the other two have just been prisoners down there for who knows. But who's gonna feed the dragons? That's what I'm. Is it gonna be Tyrion?
I know. Well, she heads off into the field, just kind of looking around, like, "What the hell? Where am I? Where can I go right now?"
Literally, where am I? It's just a giant field in the random place in Game of Thrones world.
And then, surprise, Daenerys has another, like, not really character, but group of people pop back up that we haven't seen in a few seasons at this point. The Dothraki are the group that find Daenerys in this field.
Yeah, like, what are the odds of that,
Yeah. Huge Dothraki horde find her. I mean, there was so many of them.
They were like going off into the distance. There was like thousands of them, it looked like.
So we'll see. Obviously, she has a history with Dothraki, so at least it's a culture she knows. But we also know how brutal the Dothraki as a culture can be. So I guess we'll see where that leads her. But how'd you feel about everything over with Daenerys' storyline?
Well, I mean, it was entertaining for the little bit of, I guess, storyline you could really give her, in the sense that she's just in a field and having a bickering match with Drogon because she's just stranded somewhere in the universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope. I guess because she'll have the big old Dothraki army, she can go somewhere and leave Drogon again if he's still not feeling up for going somewhere. But as far as the stuff when it comes to, like, the people, her council, if you will, like Tyrion, Dario, all them, either Dario and Jorah are off on their own now, trying to find her. I mean, I think that is the best, I guess, team you could put together to leave behind. Tyrion, he's extremely intelligent, knows what he's doing. And then, of course, you need Grey Worm and Missandei, because they are the ones that are, control the, in charge of the Unsullied, and then, they can help lead and all that stuff.
Missandei speaks all the languages.
I don't know about this whole expedition we're going on with Jorah and Dario. Like, these two people clearly don't like each other. like they're not going to get along. I mean, Jorah, to be fair, Jorah doesn't get along with anybody. Or
Tyrion, Sir Barristan, he didn't like him either.
Jorah just straight up just threw Tyrion under the bus. Now he's back with Daenerys.
He likes Daenerys and Daenerys only.
It was fun for what it was. I don't know where we're going to go with it. Like, what are the chances that you get brought to some random field and then there's just a Dothraki army just somewhere nearby, and they're
roaming around? Then we go back to King's Landing, and Cersei decides to make a confession, but literally just a confession. She confesses to sleeping with Lancel, and that is it. No, she says, no, I didn't do any of that other stuff. All I did was sleep with Lancel.
One thing I'll agree that I did.
Yeah, so the High Sparrow's like, okay, well, just so you know, we'll let you do a walk of atonement, but you're going to have a trial on all that stuff you denied. Just because you say no, we're not going to believe you just like that. There will be a trial still. And she's like, what do you mean a walk of atonement? So they clean her up a little bit and they chop off that hair.
Yeah.
And her walk of atonement is a literal walk, no clothes, all through the streets of King's Landing, amongst the people who all hate her and are throwing things at her, or cussing her ass out,
gross stuff
in her face, trying to attack her. It's a pretty brutal walk.
Very intense walk, yeah.
As the homegirl is shame the whole mind.
Yeah, I think that was Hannah Waddingham. You remember?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I didn't want to say it in case I was wrong. I was like, that sounded like Hannah Waddingham. Yeah, like, shame.
All through the street, just
iconic
behind her through the whole way. She
iconic.
Gets back. She does make it. She survives. Gets back to Qyburn, who is there ready to help her out, and he presents his latest creation, the Mountain. Half zombie person.
Yeah, this Franken Mountain looking thing.
Who is sworn to silence until all of his Grace's enemies are dead. So
what a vow of silence, like that's heavy metal right there.
Yeah. So this faith militant just keep on with their craziness.
And they're just allowed to.
Not only are they like parading Cersei through the streets naked, they're like beating the hell out of some of these people in the streets.
I mean, to be fair,
they're not just like holding people. They were like, whack.
well, to be fair, some of those people they were beating up were getting really rowdy, like straight up, just like trying to sexually assault her. Like,
I mean, that one guy, like, oh, sir,
genitals out and everything.
That woman too.
As I mean, everybody was just getting naked. They saw Cersei
beat in the street.
They saw Cersei was butt ass naked, and they're like, "I'll join you."
They freaked out. They lost their damn minds. Didn't know what to do.
Throwing food at her and like spitting in her face and throwing random stuff at her.
Well, how'd you feel about the Cersei story?
Man, very, very unexpectedly intense. I mean, I guess. I wonder how bad it would have been if she had just confessed to everything. Maybe she would have been, I guess, potentially not as shamed or shamed even further. I don't know. I guess either one's kind of a lose-lose. But yeah, I mean, that walk of shame. I mean, I guess I think that's a pretty iconic moment in the show from what I was told. I mean, but what I knew about it going into the show was that
definitely a gif, a meme, the shame meme.
yeah, yeah, I've seen the meme. I didn't know the context of it, but now I do. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel bad for Cersei. I mean, she's done some pretty terrible things. So I mean, this is. I mean, the religious zealots, the sparrows, they're pretty crazy. Like, I don't agree with them whatsoever. But I mean, Cersei kind of deserves some sort of, I guess, comeuppance for all the terrible things that she's done throughout the last 5 seasons. I'm curious to see what that conversation is going to be like when Jaime does get back from his mission in Dorne, because it's like, first of all, he's probably gonna be like, "You look terrible."
What happened to you?
Yeah, and second of all, our daughter just died unexpectedly on the boat ride back.
So Cersei's bad news train is not ending soon.
Yeah. Also, interesting to reintroduce the Mountain as this like Franken Mountain in this gold suit of armor, and he's like very clearly like disfigured underneath the helmet. I'm kind of curious what he looks like under there, because we see he has like these bloodshot eyes and he's like bluish purple.
Yeah.
And apparently he can't speak, I guess now.
I guess that's what Qyburn's been doing all season. That's why we went and see his ass. He's been just down there diligently trying to figure this out.
It does make me a little bit bummed out that he didn't die, though. I guess he did die in a sense, but he's not fully dead. Because after the stuff with Oberyn. But also, where the hell is the Hound? He's just like laying somewhere. He was just laying somewhere, bleeding.
Maybe this Dothraki horde will find his body. I don't know.
That's what I mean, because I thought about it. That's another question. Just because we're talking about the Mountain and how he's back, and that field, like I said when we were talking about it, it looked like that field was that same field that the Hound was just chilling in. I don't know if that was intentional or was.
And we certainly never saw the Dothraki in such green places. All of they were just like in wastelands when we saw them, but there's a ton of hordes, I guess. There's a bunch of them. So,
yeah, that one's a big one. It's probably the biggest one I've seen.
Yeah. Well, then we go up to the north. We obviously see Davos is with the Night's Watch, but that's after Samwell and Jon have a little discussion where Jon is like, yeah, obviously the most hated person up here. And Samwell's like, well, that was me, so now it's you, I guess, but at least we're besties.
Yeah, we both got laid. We're besties.
But then Samwell's like, look, send me to the Citadel. Let me become the new Maester. I'll come back, but let me and Gilly and this baby get up out of here. And Donna's like, fine. Okay. I mean, that means I have no one up here, but sure, Samwell, go on. Later, we see Melisandre strolling on into the damn Castle Black. Doesn't say anything, just kind of looks sad and defeated in life.
He just allowed her to just come for some reason.
Yeah, they don't know anything that happened. They're just like, oh, so I guess this means Stannis lost. And, Davos is like, what about Princess Shireen? Like, that's the one I care about.
Yeah, screw Stannis.
She just is like, she doesn't say anything. She just keeps it moving. It's just
heartbreaking.
Then we see Jon with his letters, and Ollie comes rushing into his office like, oh my God, one of these little wildlings says they know your Uncle Benjen, and come on, Jon. So he runs down, and surprise, it's actually a trap, and they put up this little post calling him a traitor. And
I like the visual aid in the whole thing.
We're like, we just need you to know why we're doing this. And since Jon decided to, save the wildlings, the Night's Watch decided to murder him.
Oh, man.
And that's how we ended season 5 with
what a
Ollie
mess.
putting in the last blow to kill Jon.
that damn kid.
Another Stark bites the dust.
Another one, yeah.
Another male. All the men who lead in the Stark family seem to die. So
Arya and Rickon and Bran are somewhere. I don't know where Rickon is, especially. Like, where the hell?
So how'd you feel about that Jon storyline this episode?
I mean, it started off nice, the fun banter between him and Samwell. Well, John's dead, so I was gonna say Samwell is gonna be devastated whenever he finds that out. But also, I was kind of upset because with everything going on, it sounded like we might not see Samwell for a while. He's gonna go off and gain the knowledge of the world. That could take a while. But now that John's dead, I mean, it's even worse, I suppose. I am upset because I like Jon Snow. I mean, who doesn't like Jon Snow at this point? But it's just such like it feels like such a dumb move on the Night's Watch's part to do that, like putting putting their personal feelings towards everything over the grand scheme. But I guess that's the best way to put it. Calling him a traitor for doing working with the wildlings and all that stuff. I can't, like you said, I can't imagine them being very positively receptive to finding out that they killed Jon Snow. Yeah, that really sucked. I mean, it's sad because Jon Snow that's like a major character, and they just killed him off like that. Like, that's pretty crazy to me that he's dead. Like, I'm finding it I'm struggling to believe that he's dead.
I was like, this episode, I mean, one we didn't like so much in Stannis, but I was like, this episode, we saw two of our more major storylines die.
Probably. I mean, why else?
Stannis and Jon. So yeah, I guess we'll start there with predictions. We've got the Night's Watch now have killed their brother, Jon Snow. They have no leader. The wildlings are there, Davos and Melisandre. Over in Essos, we have Daenerys with a Dothraki horde.
I guess.
Whether they come in peace or whether they come angry, we don't know yet.
I don't know. They seemed kind of neutral. They were just like, we're just gonna dance around you with our horses for a minute there.
Meanwhile, Jorah and Dario taken to the fields to try and find her, while Tyrion, Missandei, and Grey Worm try to rule Meereen. We have Cersei back at the Red Keep now, so she's home at least with her new zombie protector.
Yeah, Franken Mountain.
Sansa and Reek / Theon maybe have broken legs, maybe have a broken back. We're not.
I figure they have to live, just because it would be so anticlimactic if they just splatted. Like, oh well, there goes their storyline.
Two dead bodies bloodied on the ground.
Because I mean, imagine if like that was how they went out. Like, oh well, they just look like the other chick that splatted.
But yeah, so Ramsay, we'll see how he reacts to Sansa and Reek escaping him. Brienne, maybe we'll be able to find her, but she missed her signal to go and help Sansa.
Right as she turned away. She was looking at that mount, that like castle for like who knows how long, weeks. It's probably. And the one time she gives up, turns around, now the candle's lit in there.
Well, and then Ilaria made sure that the fuel is still on the fire for Dorne versus the Lannisters.
I mean, yeah, just a little bit.
And Arya is blind. So, what are your
when you put it that way?
What are your predictions? Looking forward to season 6.
Well, I guess we'll start with the Arya one. I hope that she regains her vision. Kind of took me for a surprise there. She just gets straight up blinded out of nowhere. Hopefully, I guess maybe you have to earn your sight back. Whatever Jaqen H'ghar has up his sleeve, he can just take your vision away, I guess. I don't know. Fantasy is a wild genre, so anything is possible. When it comes to the Dothraki and Daenerys, I imagine they'll probably come in peace to some degree. I figure it's Daenerys and Dothraki, they'll be fine. She also has a big dragon, that's fine. I figure that they'll probably just be friends, or befriend one another. I don't know what the expedition with Jorah and Dario will entail, since I don't think they'll get along very well. I don't know what their end game is, especially if they're going to be with probably Daenerys and the Dothraki army, and maybe even Drogon. I don't know. Hopefully they get back eventually. They got some stuff in Meereen. They still got to deal with these damn people murdering everybody. War continuing with Dorne and the Lannisters. I'm hoping the Dorne stuff gets better, because there's stuff I do like about Dorne. Ilaria I think is probably the most interesting character in Dorne at this point. Some of that stuff with Dorne this season was underwhelming. I hate to say it. I thought it was going to be a lot cooler. I mean, maybe it's Pedro Pascal's fault. Oberyn really hyped up and gassed up how awesome Dorne was. And then we get there and it's kind of cool. And then it just like the hype just dwindled each time we saw more of it in the sand snakes and all that stuff. I hope the sand snakes just don't ever come back. After that last line of dialogue with the one sand snake, they can just never return and I would be okay. I don't know when it comes to the stuff with Cersei. I imagine, well, she's going to probably rest up and then figure out that Myrcella's dead when Jaime returns with her body, which is going to probably fuel her rage even further to probably kill a bunch of these people that shamed her through the streets. You know that she's probably going to get revenge in some shape or form, just because why would she not? Like, you saw the look in her eyes, just death glare, and the people on the way to. She's going to get revenge of some kind.
You poor people, you in danger.
That's what I mean.
You are in danger.
Yeah, you think? Well, you think that if she gets any form of power again, I mean, Tommen's a king and all, but like he ain't shit. I mean, let's be real. Like he's not doing anything. But Cersei's gonna get power again, probably to some degree, and she's gonna make their lives living hell. Like you just shamed her. They shamed her through the streets. Like it's going to be bad for those people. Like you spit on her, you threw stuff at her. Called her all types of names under the sun. Well, Jon's dead, so who knows where that storyline's going. I mean, I would love if he. I mean, I hope he comes back. I don't know. Melisandre has some crazy magic that I'd maybe she'll do some crazy magic. I've seen her do some crazy stuff. So I don't know what else she can do magic wise. I don't know what the limitations are. I've seen her like birth a shadow demon that goes and murders Renly. I don't know if there's like a spell to bring people back. But to be fair, if she brought him back, like why wouldn't we bring back other people in the show? Like if there's just like a resurrection spell, if you
She also was supposedly like championing Stannis because that was the Lord of the Lights pick. So why would she not bring Stannis back?
Well, that's what I mean. Like
yeah.
Why? Well, I guess maybe it's because he probably got his head cut off. Maybe it's like one of those things where you gotta like be intact for the spell to work.
Chopped.
I imagine he got his head cut off. We didn't see,
no.
But just based on the angle and the slice and Brienne, I figure he probably got decapitated. That'd be my guess if I were a betting man. But you never know. Is it described in the books at all? They say he got his head cut off. Or?
No, we haven't gotten to his death in the books yet.
Oh, okay.
So, well then, who were your favorite and least favorite characters this episode?
Faves. I mean, Brienne has to be up there, getting her revenge and killing Stannis. That was great. Arya was great too, even though her escapades kind of traumatized me for the evening, thanks to her brutally just demolishing. Daenerys was fun for the little bit screen time she had. Tyrion is always great. He's always a great character. Varys was pretty cool too. I like that Jaime had that like nice moment with Myrcella, even if she ended up dying immediately afterwards and kind of soured the whole conversation. Generally dying after that is pretty awkward. Well, Jon Snow was pretty good too up until he got murdered. That's the one that I think of the deaths in this episode. That was the one I definitely did not see coming. Was Jon Snow getting killed? Even when Robb died, I was surprised. I mean, their whole Red Wedding was just like a whole episode of shook. but
what the fuck?
I mean, Ilaria is a cool character, but I wouldn't put her in characters I like. I mean, she was kind of Marcella didn't do anything.
Yeah, she kind of misguided her anger.
What did Marcella do to deserve this horrible death except just existing? Like she just she has nothing. She literally wasn't even over there.
Yeah.
She literally had nothing to do with the whole Lannister stuff. They sent her over there as a kid. Like it's messed up. I'm a little angry at that. I'll put her in the characters I'm not a fan of this episode because that was just mean.
Yeah.
Same with like I guess everyone in the Night's Watch. Yeah, I mean the whole Night's Watch. I guess put them in the category of least faves. Samwell got to leave.
Little punchable face.
Yeah, like I said, he's my number one out of the Night's Watch. I dislike the most. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. Them, Ilaria, just because that, like, come on, like that's messed up. Like
Yeah.
the way that they did that. Stannis deserves to be in there one last time. That asshole Ramsey, whatever that chick's name that got splatted on the wall. She was very not interesting, so I never really learned her name.
And she was horrible right down to the end. So
she was just very much like a female Ramsey, just not as terrible. Oh, I guess I could also put Sansa and Theon in characters I liked, and because they, Sansa, was proactive, and Theon got the save the day.
He finally turned back. He finally saw the light.
Yeah, eventually. Least Faves, other least Faves. Well, Marin Trant, of course.
Yes.
I mean, how could I not put him in there for beating up children and then and all the other horrible, nasty things that he ever does?
You gonna put the rest of the Sand Snakes for that terrible line of dialogue?
No, I'll just put the one. Whatever that one Sand Snake's name is. I know they have names. I don't even know if they ever say their names.
The only one going down.
And the sparrows too. Just all of them, except for the Shame Lady. The Shame Lady, Hannah Waddingham.
Waddingham, you get a say.
She's cool. Shame.
All right. Well, that was our reaction and discussion for the season finale of season 5, Mother's Mercy. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos, including each and every one of our reactions for Game of Thrones. The next time you'll see us will actually be live, so make sure to join us as we rank all of these characters. We added a lot to the dead list by the end of this season. These last couple episodes was a lot of death, so
hey, I mean, I'll take it. Less characters.
But season 6 up next. Season 6 is quite divisive. A lot of people love it, have it as like one of their favorites. Other people like it, but have more problems. Book purists personally have more problems with it. So,
well, didn't you say that like that stuff hasn't been in the books? Or is it like a
part of it has, but yeah, as you see, even here at the end of season 5, a lot of the stuff hasn't even happened yet in the book. So.
So we've reached that point in the series where they ran out of books.
Jon Snow dying is like the end of the final book that's been released, is Jon Snow's death, but other stuff has yet to happen. So.
George went out on a high note with that.
He literally was like, "Here, we're gonna kill your fave character, and I'm gonna stop writing."
He's been doing a lot of other stuff in that decade, though.
But Tyler, where can people find you?
Yeah, if you search up my name, Tyler Calvert, on YouTube, you'll find my YouTube channel for reviews, reactions, rankings, all that jazz, a lot of other stuff. Also, you can find me here doing other reactions with Larry from time to time. But yeah, you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Tyler Calvert.
All right. Well, make sure to leave your thoughts down below. What did you think of the season 5 finale? Leave them all in the comment section, or you can hit both of us up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.
Game.